Makes mornings full of tricks. Taco Tuesday never skips. Mexican Iron Man in his cape looks out the window, Mike escapes. Like the fires in Valhalla's hall, skull and tuck and roll. Burn it down and keep it bright. Fires burning through the night. Mischief's here and tacos too. Iron Man, his balls are so blue. Valhalla's flames, they're burning you. Running wild in morning's glare. Secret women give Mike stares.
Yes, they do.
Rise and myths unfold. Mike's secrets never told. Keep the legends burning bright. Mischief dancing in the light.
It's the ghost of Mim.
To the tacos with Mike.
Hee.
Mischief's here and tacos too. Iron Man with no say cuckoo. Valhalla's flames, they're burning bright. Raise your horns and fight the fight.
Hi, 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 hi. Oh, come on. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Welcome to Mexican Iron Man.
God, I forgot how loud you white people are on this channel.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Actually, we're not that loud. We don't really do the yelling in the morning anymore. So
no?
no, that's what you get for missing staff meetings.
I'm retired. I'm the only person to retire from YouTube that was never a YouTuber.
Sure you were. You had content creation, you made videos, you did uploads, you were on live streams, you were the antithesis of being a YouTuber.
I like how you say were. That means you're honoring and recognizing that.
Yes.
That
you retired.
Yes, I like that.
Yes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Taco Tuesday here on Mornings of Mischief with the one and only, the Mexican of Mexicans, Mexican Iron Man.
What up? What up, white people?
What's
white
up?
people of the internet, I bring you greetings. Lay down your arms. I am legal. I do have my documentation. Speaking of documentation, guess what I did this weekend?
What did you do? Oh, nice. Looky there. Mike's a range officer.
Yeah. Because
How many MILFs did you have to offer up to get them to agree to that?
God, you know,
I knew he was going to do that.
God,
As soon as they said it.
how many years have to go by before this channel gets some new material? The worst part of it is that this virus that you created has infected whatever channels. I mean, this is the last show I do on a regular basis, and I'm not even able to do it usually on Wednesday. Like Doomcock show on Wednesday nights, he starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. He wraps up around midnight, and I just can't go that late anymore. I just can't, because I get up at like clockwork. I get up like 6:30 generally and do something, set my goals for the day, get ready, work out something. But even on that show, I have not gone one show 1 week when I've made an appearance and not gotten hit with that in the chat, in a live chat, in a super chat, or by someone on the panel.
That was the point.
You like created some kind of Valhalla Chinese virus that spread, and like I'm gonna call it the Mexican COVID. The Mexican COVID-19B.
The Mexican Iron Man, because it's not just, the Mexican, it's the Mexican Iron Man.
Right, the Mexican Iron Man COVID-B.
Yeah.
Is Keely Chow in the chat?
Yes, he is.
Hey, roll tide, not this season. Fuck Alabama. Fuck Alabama.
Oh my God. Welcome everybody to Taco Tuesday. let us welcome back Mexican Iron Man. There's nothing like having Mexican Iron Man back on a Tuesday, on a Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, because I'm Mexican.
Well, you're Mexican Iron Man.
That's the only value I bring to this. That's the only value I bring to this channel.
Not true at all. We had a bunch of hits with your website.
What?
Your website.
What are you talking about?
Just because I had to.
Okay, that one never gets old. That one kind of never gets old. I like
so
that.
how the hell have you been? What have you been up to? What is going on?
God, dude,
how is the
2 months, 3 months? How long has it been?
It's been a couple months, yeah, 2-3 months since you got real busy with tax season. Yeah.
Was it August or September? It must have been August.
August.
Oh, let's talk about jury duty. So I almost didn't make it here today, people, because when I booked this with Loki, I booked it like 3 or 4 weeks ago. That I said I wanted to come back because I figured it'd be the first, it would be after tax season, October 15th, and yada, yada, yada. Well, turns out I got called to jury duty. And, dude, I had all these great ideas of how I was going to get out of it. Like, when they pick you and shit, like, things you could say. Bro, they had such a controlled environment. I never even got the chance to talk about, like, how I want you. I had some good zingers. I was going to come out here and I had some good zingers like, well, I sure hope this is a court where brown lives matter, because I'm fixing a protest. But then I was ready to flip it around the other way and saying, well, whoever the defendant is, I hope he's pro Kamala, because if he ain't pro Kamala, he ain't black. Like, I had all kinds of good quotes. Like, I was gonna, joke around in the jury room. Hopefully, a bailiff heard me, yanked me the F out, bro. Like, I didn't even, like, they had such a controlled environment. And then they had this little machine that was randomly picking numbers at random from your badge. And I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So it turns out it was a child sex trafficking pedo case.
Why would you not want to be on that?
Dude, I got an 11-year-old. That's the last kind of, dude, no. I got an 11-year-old. That's the last kind of case I want to sit on. I don't want to see shit or hear shit. I mean, seriously.
That's true. Okay, I can see that. All right.
Come on, you think I'm going to be that objective?
No, but that's the point.
Well, no, bro. You're supposed to be an objective juror and shit. Anyway, so turns out they called. So this is what was happening. So as I didn't catch it at first, but when we all came in, we all have to like check in. Like, you have to like, they call your number and you have to stand and say 999, whatever your number is. And then you got to say, you can't say your name. You can only say that, you can only say like, what's your career vocation? Where do you work at? And what does your spouse work at if you got one? Dude, I'm starting to read the chat. I can't talk and read at the same time.
You never could. Really quick. Let me grab this from Matt Cave Gaming. He says, good morning, all you incredible people. Good morning, Matt Cave. Okay, continue.
Like, I just want to stare at it. Like, I'm like a cat looking at like a ball of yarn.
When I bring chat up, is that why you always busted my chops about bringing the chat up while we were talking?
And walk at the same time. Like, I can't live stream and like, because I'm gonna sit there. I'm like,
good morning, Andy. He says occupation YouTuber.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me finish my story. Stop bringing those up.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it around. I'm gonna see now. Oh wait, now I can read the chat over here on the side.
Yes. And he doesn't say anything. He just starts reading.
What? Oh, fuck. What were we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, no, seriously. What was I saying? Where's that?
Jury duty.
Jury duty. All right. Sorry, dude. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know how to do this crap. All right.
Sure you don't.
All right, back to YouTube. Back to the jury duty. So, where's that? So anyway, so they have these 2 rounds where you go up and you say something. Well, I kept noticing that the defendant, this dude, there were two attorneys on either side, and depending on who stood up, it seems like he touched one person and he touched the other person. And I was trying to watch it to see if there was a pattern, and I couldn't figure out what the pattern was. Well, then they go through this disqualification period where the computer picks your number and you got to stand up. And that basically means that the prosecution says, okay, present the juror. And then the defense has to say whether they reject it or swear him in. And I realized what was happening is that when we all stood up to check in, homeboy, the defendant, was deciding who his pool he wanted the pool to be. And I figured out that when he touched the person on the right, that means he wanted them. And when I stood up, I noticed that he touched that person on his right. And that means I was in the group of people that he wanted. Because when they started the second round with the computer, everybody that they accepted, the person on the right, his attorney on the right, because he had two attorneys, was the one saying, we accept that juror. And so I'm just like, so there's 200 people in the room, easy. So, but about more than half of those, like, I knew that they weren't even gonna, that they weren't gonna take them, and they had so many people they could take or not take anyway. So
yeah,
but then on the way out the door, they said it's common that they lose the alternates, because South Carolina, they do fast jury trials. They don't go on for weeks on end like in California and New York. They're like up and done in like 3 to 5 days, easy. So they're like, we might have a second trial this week. So you're on duty all week. So you got to call the number at night and in the morning. So I called last night and it said I didn't have to report, but I had to call again in the morning. So I called again. That's why I was a little bit late, because I was trying to get through and find out if I had to go in today. But here I am. So they're in trial. I'm on the show, and I'm not a good YouTuber.
I don't know about that. You're a great YouTuber. You did great. You did great when you were YouTubing. Now Mike's reading.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted. See, I'm not a good YouTuber.
So your tax stuff's in the clear. You can finally breathe a little bit. You have more time. What is Mikey up to?
Well, I mean, the tax stuff is done, but the client needs continue. I'm busy. I'm just not as busy.
Oh yeah. And, well, a lot of people don't realize just how busy you are in October, how slammed you get.
Yeah. Everybody thinks like, oh, Mike's tax season is April 15th. No, it's not. For me, tax season, the biggest, hardest tax day of the year is October 15th, because that's when all the business owners extend their taxes to. So, but when you own a business, you're getting investments from all over the place. So you can't do your taxes in March or April anyway. So March is a big one, because I got to close the books and I got to do the corporate returns. And then the people's individual returns come up in October. April 15th usually is not that big of a day for me. I'm usually like at all. It is for like little small time, little dipshit accountants that are just doing 1040 W-2 easy tax returns. My clients are complex. I do pretty complex tax returns. Not to toot my own horn.
Explain really quick. We won't stay on this long, but explain really quick how crazy last year was when you had to fly out to the Keys.
Last year, because of your wedding, which I'll announce now, because of your wedding, and my mom can testify to this. I was out in California. I was so busy last year because before October 15th, there's a September 15th deadline. That's for all the partnerships, and that's for all the S Corps is what they're called. The C Corps are in October. So your wedding comes up, and it's the first week in October. So I got to get everything done that's due in October 15th or October 12th or whatever the date the wedding was. Whatever date the wedding was, it was what was the wedding date?
October 13th.
Right. So Loki decides that he's going to have his wedding on my tax weekend. Then he calls and asks me to be his best man. Now, it could have gone another way where he could have called and said, hey, I want you to be my best man, which he did, and say, hey, we're going to plan the date. Is there any date you might not be able to make it? But did I get that phone call? No. Loki's like, I already asked Mike. Mike's in the bag. I'm going to decide when my wedding is. F Mikey, and I'm not going to ask. Well, he didn't say F Mikey, but he just said I'm not going to ask because he had me in the bag. So next thing I know, I'm like, so when's the wedding? October 12th. I go to my handy-dandy little organizer.
13th.
Whatever. I go to my handy-dandy little organizer. Yes, I still use a paper one because it's more productive than a digital one. I make more money when I use paper and less money when I when I don't. We might go over the show today, by the way. We have a special guest coming, but I want to finish some shit first before our special guest comes on. Okay. So here we go.
Yes.
Loki wedding. All right. So basically what happened is I flew out in August 28th to California to go wrap up my California clients. I was so busy, I got stuck there and I didn't even have time to fly back. I had to go straight to Loki's wedding. I remember that the 2 weeks leading up to Loki's wedding when I left California, and by the way, somewhere in there, I had to take Snow Kid and his kid out to Disney or Universal because I promised.
Universal. Yep.
So I had Snow Kid and Snow Dub and Snow Kid. I had to take to Universal the same week of my worst tax deadline of the year, and then I had to jump on a plane and go see Loki. I basically pulled 2.5 weeks of almost all-nighters nonstop. Like I slept on average 3 or 4 hours, like for weeks on end to make it. But
yes,
it was worth it because I got to meet the violinist at Loki's party. She was cute.
And you got to be there for the wedding.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And have a blast and meet the family. And...
Oh, yeah, that too. I'm so mean. Love you.
He is. We love our Mexican.
Now Loki is reminded why he fired me from the show.
I never fired you. You quit.
I'm creating fake news. You got to roll with it. I'm creating a fake news.
Holy shit. So how have you been as far as all this nonsense going on, all this craziness? Are you ready for election season to be over?
Yeah, well, because Loki, if you don't vote for Kamala, you ain't black.
Okay. Your point.
It's not enough for you to wear black clothes. You gotta you know.
What do you mean black clothes?
You gotta vote for the black candidate.
No, I don't.
No? Well, she's not black anyways, but no. Yeah, I'm ready for election season to be over.
Well, it's like every time you turn around, it's something thrown in your face about something.
Dude, I can't even watch football without these fucking ads. Like, I can't watch football or baseball. $10 for Mexican Iron Man. Wellness check on Mexican Iron Man. He's dodging my calls. I need help on Schedule C versus 1120S. Well, Jonas calls me the night before tax deadline. Jonas calls me, what night was that? What was tax day? Monday or Tuesday? Whatever the fuck that day was, Jonas calls me. I'm in the middle of an appointment with the client. And he's like, hey, buddy, I'm just calling. $10 for Jonas Campbell, by the way. Thank you for your super chat.
Thank you, sir.
The fire's burning in Valhalla. So I love Jonas. Jonas calls me. He said, hey, buddy, just doing a checkup on you. How you doing with the deadline? I'm like, I haven't slept in 2 days. Can't talk. Got to go. Bye. Anyways, Schedule C versus 1120S. All right, I'll call you later today. I didn't know that you had a Schedule C or an 1120S.
I beg you so very much, Jonas J. Campbell, for your $10 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you because he's here, and we got a super chat, and we've got to go out the window. You know what everybody loves about that? It's not you going out the window. It's when you're done shaving and you're like, that's what everybody loves about that skull. It's not you going out the window. It's you when you're shaving and you're done and you're like, it was perfect. You filmed that perfectly.
I did?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm ready for election season to be over with. Dude, let's just get this thing done. You know.
Who do you think's going to win?
I think there's no way they're going to let Trump take office regardless of what happens. Talking about one man against the entire government.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's just say he wins the election, which I don't believe they'll let him win the election, but let's just say he wins the election. The entire apparatus is apparatus, the entire apparatus, apparati, I don't know. The apparatus of the government is completely lined up against him. There's no way they're letting him in that White House.
Because they're the government. And how dare he cross that line and go into politics? You know what I noticed the other day, and I guess this didn't quite hit me till the other day, when he was at that roast, when he was at that meetup, and they're all smiling and they're all laughing and they're all shaking his hand, and it just made me remember he used to be like best friends with all of these people. They come to him for financing, they come to him for donations, they come to him for all kinds of stuff. They thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. And then he gets into politics and they absolutely hate him. First, they don't take him seriously. They think he's a joke. Then when he wins, they absolutely hate him and they spend the next 4 years trying to destroy him.
Yeah, and then you realize what scumbags these people were that Trump supported. So here Trump is supporting these guys and gals, and then they turn their back and end up being a bunch of fucking scumbags that all they care about is money. Almost like someone who founded something called Comicsgate.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that out loud?
You did.
It's almost like Mexican Iron Man supported a dream that was once Comicsgate, only to find out that the guy that created it turned out to be a rolling sack of horse shit and fuckhead.
When you're not the only one who thought that.
By the way, I just want to note that I got an amazing, I exhibited enormous self-restraint on a live stream the other day. I want to pat myself on the back because I'm a mod.
Oh.
I'm Andrew, my good friend, is Legal Mindset. I'm a mod on his channel and have been since damn near the early days. I love Andrew, Legal Mindset.
Andrew's great. Brad, first I didn't know what Andrew you were talking about. Caffeinated Wolf. There's a bunch of Andrews.
Oh no, I mean Andrew, Legal Mindset. And I mean, I like me and Caffeinated Wolf get along great, but that's not my point. So guess who shows up in chat, announces that he's subscribing, and sends a super chat?
Ethan Van Skyver.
Yep. And I'm sitting there as a mod, and I've been there. In fact, I actually sent the topic to Andrew to tell him, hey, bro, you got to go live. This thing's hidden. It's happening right now. It was a Gina Carano thing right when it hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to go live right now. And I fucking love that. Andrew's great. Anyway, so he goes live, and I'm sitting there in the mod chat, and all I typed was this. Well, look, who shows up today, and sent the super chat. And that's all I said. Did I time him out? No. Did I call him out? No. Did I bitch him out? No. For low, Mexican Iron Man can be professional sometimes.
Of course you can. You're one of the most
not all the
professional
time.
people I know.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'll be right
Unless
back.
there's a MILF
I'm feeling
involved.
inspired. Hold on. This is improv. I'm feeling inspired.
Stowed up with a $5 super chat. I gotta wait till Mike gets back.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank God he's back. Alf and El Perro have taken over the Cotton Council. Mim is the only one who can save us puppets. From Stowed Up with $5 super chat. Thank you so very much, Stowed Up, for your $5 super chat, brother. Apparently he can hear us.
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh shit, they're not up here. All right, hold on, I'm coming back.
Okay.
All right, well, I was going to do a ceremonial on the screen live, ripping half of a comic book of a comic book live on screen, but I can't because I forgot. I purged my area of that infection called Cyberfrog, and those comic books are in my range bag where all my shooting targets are now because I took them out last week.
Oh, are you going to shoot him? Is that why you took him out?
Yeah. And I'm going to video it, and then I'm going to send it to you,
practice.
and I'm going to send it to you for editing.
Okay, yeah, send it to me for editing. I'd be more than happy to do that. Day Bob, who's been a member for 49 months, says, Mexican Iron Man, I need to put a reminder on my calendar to call you next year in early October and talk for a couple of hours.
I got Monkey Jeebus telling me that JDA created Comicsgate. Well, I don't know who JDA is, but is that Delarose, that Delarose guy? I don't know him either.
He would know. Monkey Jeebus would know Werewolf Jeebus in October, but yeah.
I got him DMing me in the middle of this fucking show right now. Stop DMing me in the middle of the fucking show. If you got something to say it in the fucking goddamn chat.
He did. JDA impressed in popular claims to have created Comicsgate. EBS had to go to court to settle letting everyone use Comicsgate.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever the fuck. All right. So let me be more specific. Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan's the one that disappointed me. Comicsgate did.
Yes.
Ethan Van Sciver did.
Yes.
All right. We got we got a special guest coming on before that, what else you want to cover before that?
Well, I want to Bob sent you a message here.
Finish my update. So my update is that life is going well. So my decision to leave the internet. Sorry, I forgot. Hold on. Wait, Dave Bob. Hold on, Dave Bob. Stand by. I can't do two things at once. Look,
Mikey has super unleaded in the tank this morning.
No. I had 2 espresso shots and
super unleaded.
I had 2 espresso shots this morning and this. All right, where was I? Okay, in life. All right, so my decision to pull back so far has produced pretty fruitful results. Number one is I got through tax season pretty well, and I'm pretty organized. My health suffered a little bit in the last 30 days because I've had a bunch of family visiting at the same time, so I haven't been working out as much, but we're going to get back on that fucking bandwagon today. And then things with my kid and his mom are going exceptionally well. There's been 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. There's been a couple times where she said, maybe we aren't going to do this. Maybe we are, but I've just stayed on it. And by me not being on any live streams during whether it's 8 and 9 in the morning or whether it's 9 o'clock at night or somewhere in the middle of the day, by me not being on live streams, what it's done is made it that if Max wanted to talk to his dad or need help with his homework or whatever, I've been able to be there on FaceTime instantly and available, whereas that was never the case, until recent history, because I was on a live stream somewhere doing something with somebody. And then with Lauren, it's even more important because when she's needed something or wanted to talk about something with her family or Max, which is Lauren is Max's mom, I've been accessible and available. Doesn't mean I don't have clients. Doesn't mean I don't have client meetings. But the thing is, since all my clients and my staff knows that I'm trying to get my kid here next year, they're all like, hey, if she calls, just take the call while we're in the middle of the meeting. And so by me being able to take those calls and be there on FaceTime, on a dime and not be on some live stream that I'm stuck on for 2 or 3 hours at a time, it's things are going in the right direction for being able to get this kid back next year. And my relationship with Max has never been stronger. I mean, I've seen him like more in the last year than I have in the last 12 months, 18 months. In the last 12 months, I've seen Max and spend more time with him than I did in the previous 3 to 4 years combined. And I've done more in the last year and a half than I have in the previous 3 or 4 years combined, if I add up all the time. So, things have been going on track, and it's being away from the internet. It's also provided me with perspective too. It's just, I realize that how much, for someone who lived on the internet, I realize how much of the real world there actually is out there. And I think there's a lot of things happening in the real world that we just don't see and have a zero visibility about. Yeah, because we are all in our own echo chamber here. We just don't see it and realize it. We think we are because we are watching YouTube and watching Twitter, but there's a whole other world of reality that's out there.
No, there absolutely there are. Think about it like bubbles. If everybody's in their own little bubble, well, this whole thing that we got going, the people we talk to and the people we hang out with and the people we watch movies with, all that, our own little sphere of influence, and everybody has that. So yeah.
Anyway, so that's my update. Let me send our link. I'm going to send a link to our special guest because I had a one-on-one meetup without you. I know you did. I hosted, Mexican Iron Man hosted a Valhalla meetup, and you were not there because
Well, Loki had a Valhalla meetup in Houston, and you weren't there.
Dave Bob, who's been a member for 49 months, that's more than 4 years since Mexican Iron Man. I need to put a reminder on my calendar to call you next year in early October and talk for a couple hours. No.
And remember, you're our East Coast representation.
No.
You're Valhalla East Coast.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Snowed up for $5. Thank God he's back. Alpha No Pair of taking over the Con Council. Mexican Iron Man is the only one who can save us puppets. Well, let's not go crazy with that. Jonas for $5 comes in and says, I just found out there's no such thing as the real world. Just a lie you've got to rise above. Wait, what? I don't understand. Jonas, you don't have to super chat again. Just explain to me what you mean. I have no idea. Derek says, even though you are retired from YouTube, Mike, will you make the occasional meetup? It would be cool to hang out with you again. Well, I'm not really that retired. I'm just sort of on leave, I'd say. But I will say this. Like I said to Loki, I'm not going to any meetups this year. And I didn't. I didn't go to any fucking meetups anywhere because I either the time or the money. I just didn't. And it killed me not to go to Echo Base Network this past one. Well, with Les losing Tron. It killed me to not go to that one. But I just can't. I got to be disciplined because if it's not about the time, it's about the money. Every ounce of time and every dollar that I have to make sure I have it available on hand for my kid. For example, he just got selected again to go to this music conference, this big Anaheim convention again in Anaheim. Well, taking two grandmas, me, his mom, for a whole week, that's like $6,000. We're going to spend more money going to Anaheim for this show. I mean, just the 2 hotel rooms are $2,000 for the week. For 4, and it's not even a whole week, it's only 5 days. And then it's like 200 and some change a night for 4 nights, 5 days, 4 nights. And then I got all the plane tickets. That's gonna be $6,000. So I don't have a lot of extra, and I'm not trying to, make so much money I burn myself out. We did that already.
Oh,
all
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But I will make the occasional meetup once Max moves here. After Max is here and he's physically here, moved in, and his mom's here in the area. I mean, she's probably not going to move in. She's going to get her own place. But I'm just saying, the thing is that once he's physically here, then I'll know what I'll be able to do and where I'll be able to go. But until then, nope. No meetups, no nothing. I'm not traveling anywhere and anywhere. But I'm down to meet up, but you got to come to me. You got to come to me. I'll meet you in South Carolina. Like I might meet Jay next month. I was talking to Jay. Jay's going to be in South Carolina. I'll drive to other parts of South Carolina, Savannah, in the area, maybe Atlanta.
As long as it's still in Georgia.
Beyond that, no. I'm not going to meetups where there's hotel and airfare and all that other crap. Nope. It's not that I don't miss you guys. I miss all of you. This has not been an easy choice to leave all my friends who I spend hours and hours with all the time, every day, every week. This has not been easy. But it's what I know. I mean, but it's what I got to do for my family. The other good news about me being gone for the last while is my caseload for the Mexican Iron Man, formerly Loki, Mexican Iron Man YouTube mental health crisis support emergency crisis hotline. My caseload completely dropped off the cliff.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens, isn't it?
I went from getting 1 to 3 calls a day about random YouTube shit to like now, I don't know. I can't even remember the last time I got one.
No one wants to bother you now because they're like, well, we don't want to push it and make him never come back. So no one ever bothers you about it now. They don't want to push it.
Yeah. Now, there are some people, Andy Master said, I even offered to buy Mike an authentic Philly cheesesteak, and he said no. That is true. But there are certain people that I would make any trip for.
It never changes.
I wonder who that
never changes. Good morning, lovely Sherry. How are you doing? Welcome to Taco Tuesday with special guest Mexican Iron Man and another guest who's been waiting patiently backstage. Why don't you bring the other guest up?
God, my head is huge. Jeez.
Oh, mic check. Hello? No, now you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your audio sounds pretty bad.
Because I am definitely not a YouTuber.
No. But I mean, what kind of microphone you got? Is it on your computer?
No, it shouldn't. I've got a boom mic here in front of me. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay, go to
hit.
StreamYards.
Yeah.
Let me help. Let me handle this.
You do
Okay,
it. You
so
do
inside
it.
StreamYards, see on the bottom there's a button that says settings. By the way, disclaimer: what I'm about to do does not prove I'm a YouTuber.
Sure, it does.
Okay, click on settings,
Got it.
then go to audio.
All right.
Then where it says mic, make sure you pick the brand of your boom mic. Because it sounds like you're coming through your laptop.
How's that sound?
Better. Try it
Better.
again.
And I've got the automatic volume. How's that? Testing 1, 2, 3.
What mic did you select? Where it says mic and you have different options. Which option did you pick?
I took the second one. It says communications. But, how about this one?
Say something.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, it sounds the same.
You might have to hit apply. There you go.
There you
That's
go.
it.
All right.
There you go.
That's
Trial
it.
and error has worked.
Now you sound perfect.
Oh, cool. I'm glad I was able to, with help from my friends, get to this point.
There you go. You sound actually better than I do right now.
That's
Of course,
hard to
the white
believe.
man shows up and post Columbus Day makes the brown man feel like he's a conquered microphone peoples.
Well, this is why
I'm
Mexican Iron Man
looking
is
at
a
our
producer.
complexions right now, Mike, and they're not much off.
Okay.
This is why Mexican Iron Man is a YouTube producer.
All right, so Dean rolls into town a couple weeks ago, and we had the fucking best, or actually it was a month ago now, but the best fucking day ever, right, Dean?
Oh, it was hilarious from beginning to end.
All right, I'll let you tell the story. So I roll up at your house to stay at.
Yeah, it's B&B, and I'm standing there, and Mike's like, yeah, I'm in the black car. Okay, black car in Georgia. And he's parked behind some bushes, right?
Mhm.
I'm standing there, and I'm wearing a red t-shirt, so I am definitely not blending in. So he can see me the entire time. He's like, look to your right. And I'm like, I see dumpsters. And then he comes pulling up, and I'm like, okay, now I see you. And, it begins from there. And, we load my stuff into the back of his car so we can head out to the range. And we begin from there with our conversations. And I'll let Mike pick up.
Oh, we begin with our conversations. All right, so I get it to we're driving in the car. I'm hungry because check this out. The way Hilton Head is laid out, if I took a boat from Hilton Head Island to the house he's staying at, which is on another island, I could have been there in about 12 minutes. Literally. Like, but because he's at this island and there's no access, I had to drive an hour and a half all the way into the state, the South Carolina, and then all the way come back. So it was an hour and 20 minutes each way. Well worth it. I'm not complaining. It just was funny to me because by the time I picked him up, I hadn't eaten. So I told him, I said, bro, I'm freaking starving. I'm hungry. Let's go. We start talking about life, his life and the service. I'm asking him a bunch of questions. I look up the gun range we're going to. It says it's closed. I freak out. I'm like, we're going anyways. And then along the way, all right, tell them your Subaru joke. So we pull up at
Mike started by asking me my pronouns, and right. I just said old and angry.
That's right. I forgot. I said, sir, before you get in the car, sir, I know you're from the state of Michigan, and I know these things are important. What are your pronouns? I thought he was going to hit me.
And then he quickly follows it up, and he says, "Are you transphobic?" And I said, I am so transphobic, I will not let a friend buy a Subaru.
Right. Which then gets me laughing so hard, I almost drive off the road. And he's in the passenger seat, right? Did I not almost drive off the road? I missed that turn.
We were having a blast.
Yeah.
Hell, man, I'm such a bad driver. I can get in accidents and park.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard, I missed the turn off. And then I did an illegal around the freeway Mexican Iron Man was driving illegally, all kinds of illegal stuff, but there were no cops around. So anyway, so then we're driving, and then we start bitching about cigars because there's no good cigar stop.
No, Savannah, Georgia is a cigar desert.
Right.
And what they do have is overpriced garbage.
Really, you would think that would not be the way it is. You would think that, they'd have, because they were just so popular, man.
No, Savannah strikes me as a college destination for spring break. So everything is like, for what I consider a mid-level cigar, was running about $15 a stick, and that was $5 more than it should have been.
Yeah, it was awful. He and I had plans to go to cigar. Drunk 3PO real quick. Mike took me out for breakfast in Orlando, and that guy can eat. I'm a big dude. I can't even hang. Hey!
Oh, we're getting to our lunch experience. That is.
Hey! I saw that, Jay. You're supposed to be on the road to San Antonio.
Good morning, Jay. We'll be doing that Friday. We'll be leaving Friday for San Antonio.
So you are going to go now?
As an aside.
Well, I can't get out of the hotel room, and what am I going to do? Sell the tickets online? Everything's already paid for. So,
yeah, as an aside, Loki, next year, my battalion association annual meeting is in Dallas, and my best friend from the Marines lives down near you. So I'll be taking probably a 2-week road trip to come down to Texas then.
Nice. When you are in H-Town, by all means, reach out. We will do dinner. We'll do dinner on me and Eris. We'll take care of dinner and get to hang out. Yeah, hell yeah, I would love that.
Sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to step on
you.
No.
This is your time. Anyway, so we're bitching about cigars. We're on the road driving. We quickly conclude that he and I have brought better cigars than we're going to buy anywhere. And by the way, the ones he brought were 5 to 10 times better than what I brought. But still, once I saw what he pulled out, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to just keep my. It's like the fancy pants white guy comes to town, and you have your little Mexican cigars, and you're so proud of them because they came down from the top.
Mike, you had fine cigars, man. Don't believe that bullshit. He's limited by what is available.
Yeah, the white man's coming with his fire sticks and his horses, and I'm here with my buckskin.
It was the wheel that sealed the deal, Mike. The wheel. It wasn't the horses. It was the ability to transport cargo.
Mike will smoke with the best of them, the very best he can get his hands on. Whatever the best is in the store, that's what he's smoking.
Everybody in chat loves Mike's fake humility. I love it. All right, so we get to the gun range finally. We
go to lunch.
That's right, because we're
that was by far the funniest and most satisfying meal I have had in probably 5 years.
We walk in, so we're starving. We pull off one exit, can't find food. Pull off a second exit, can't find food. Third exit, we pull off, and I say, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm just going to drive to the right, and this is at the gun range. We go left for the gun range, right? I don't know what's there. We go right. I'm like, look, it's the Subway sandwich shop. We're about to drive into the Subway shop, and there's this big sign that says, Southern Cooking, eat here.
Oh, yeah, you can't turn that down.
Mexican Iron Man ponders.
Well, Mike is an unreconstructed Confederate, so he had to show me this Southern cooking.
The South shall rise again. Yankees, no. So I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, I'm game if you're game. I'm like, and I'm trying to show him a good time. I'm feeling guilty that we're at Subway and we're not like some kind of fancy fish joint or something on the water. But we got to get to this gun range because thunderstorms are brewing. That's what.
Tell him the name of the place, Mike. That's what really sealed the deal.
Oh, Bubba's Bistro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You got to stop at a Bubba's. Anytime you see a Bubba's, you gotta stop and check it out.
I'm thinking, but they might have shrimp gumbo. They might have lemon pepper shrimp. They might have shrimp with. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, so we roll in, we walk in, and almost no one's there. I kind of freak out. They take us around, they walk us around, they seat us, we sit down, we look at the menu. Menu just look. There's like everything Southern you could think of. Come up with this on this fucking thing, and the
All right.
place smelled amazing, right, Dean?
Oh, freaking great. And again, like they pull out this menu, and I am a Yankee. My family moved here from Germany in 1820 to live in Ohio. And the only time that a member of my family's been south of the Mason-Dixon line was to straighten out a certain attitude or to invade Europe.
Right. And now imagine this. Yankee guy, Dean, is now with Southern Mexican, a Confederate warrior. America.
Oh my Lord. We go in there, and the best part of this is the waitress. This girl is 17 years old, and she had Mike and I wrapped around her little finger after like saying hello. It
like,
was.
She comes up with the menu. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, is there a Mexican discount? She's like, no. And she is the cutest little thing. I mean, look, she's 17, but when this chick turns like 28, she's gonna be like smoking hot. But she's just got a great personality. She's really sassy and funny. And then I asked her questions about her dad and her mom. Like, my dad's right over there. I'm like, that's your dad? And like, dude, the way this chick manipulated me and Dean went in for an appetizer on the way to the gun range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You ended up with like a 7-course meal.
Oh my God. Oh
three appetizers, right? She's like, well, you can't, she's got that Southern charm. She's like, well, I hope you're not going to tell me I can't bring out the taters for an appetizer because you got to have the taters. I'm like, we already got 2 appetizers. Like, and you're going to leave the taters off the menu? I don't know. I'm like, bring the fucking taters.
Mike and I are sitting there, and this girl, like I said, just, charisma. She's got like little dermal patches on her face for makeup. So, it goes from like a big spot here to, like a shooting star coming out.
Yeah, she's got shooting star stickers on her face. So you can't not stare at her. And she is cute as a button. She's, in high school, and she's cute as a button, but she's really aggressive, sassy and stuff. And then so we're like starting to attack the appetizers, all 3 of them. And the table's full of food. All right, it's full of food.
Oh yes.
She comes. She played you boys like a country. She comes back. She says, "I'm ready to take your lunch order now." And I'm like, "I got a plate full of food here." She's like, "Did you see the specialist?"
Did you see the specialist?
Drops it.
Oh my God, we're sitting there, and all right, to give a bit of backstory. I tell Mike, I've been on the carnivore diet for over a year now, right? I haven't had sugar. I haven't had starches. I haven't had any complex carbohydrates. So I walk into this restaurant, and this girl's like, you're on a diet. Not here, buddy. Fuck off. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, gravy. Yeah. Oh, rice. Yeah, I've never had Southern rice. Oh, what's this Southern popcorn? Oh, I'll take that. And Mike's just sitting there going, yeah. And so they bring the food, and mind you, my stomach has shrunk, so I can't finish this meal. It's like, y'all ready for dessert now?
Right. Well, hold on. Wait. First of all, she talked us into the prime rib.
Yes.
We didn't just get 1, we got 2. And these fuckers came out, dude. They came out. You know what? Maybe Jay is right. Maybe Drug 3PO is right, because I did eat a freaking. So these prime ribs come out. They're like take the whole plate. There's so much prime rib on the plate. There was barely space for the collard greens and the sides on it. Right?
Oh my! Like I said, I was nearly in a food coma when we left that place.
So we managed to get through all of that. We obviously are taking some to-go plates, but not a lot. Like, because we ended up we thought we'd be in and out 15 minutes. It's now an hour and change later, easy. Right, because we're laughing with her. She's messing with us. Me and Dean are talking. We're laughing. Next thing you know, this chick comes out with the dessert dish, and I'm like, absolutely not. I look at Dean. Dean says, I'm on the blah 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 diet. I can't even have sugar. I'm like, but out of curiosity, what do you have that we could take to go?
Oh, and then the look she gave us. right? We withered. She gave a look like you have just farted in a phone booth. All right. It was that look. And Mike and I are like, we're wilting. You know, at that point,
We're like, we're sorry. Wait, what do you mean? What? You don't have the dessert? She's like, to go? Fine. So I guess you want the moon pie then to go? And I was like, yes, please.
Yes.
Fine.
You know.
And
all right,
meanwhile,
mind you,
with
neither one of us is a small guy. She weighs maybe 100 pounds soaking wet.
with the 10-pound barbell on her head.
All right, and she's just got us both like intimidated. She's
Right,
like,
because she rolled up to the table and we didn't want dessert. Now she's leaving pissed off that we're taking it to go, but we've ordered the dessert.
so she brings out this dessert box to go. And Mike and I are just curious. So we're like opening it up. And she's like, you know, she comes over and it's like, oh, you can't look at it like that. It's not properly prepared. That moon pie is not the moon pie we sell. That is just what you guys have blasphemed. And all of a sudden, Mike and I are just like, oh my God, we've disappointed her again. What do we do? And Mike and I are like,
You buy the moon pie.
please take the moon pie back and prepare it the way that it should be. Because we are but sinners lost in the wilderness, and you are guiding us.
Y'all got played
So
by
then she
brilliant.
brings it back on a plate, bigger and better. Bro,
I mean, I was gonna go. I mean, it had caramel drizzle and a couple, scoops of ice cream, and we're just sitting there, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a bite, and I take the spoon, and I'm like, it's a banana moon pie, and I've not had a southern moon pie in my life, so I get this thing. All of a sudden, it's an explosion of sugar, and I'm just like, God, this is good. You know, it's like,
Y'all are lucky I can't do that.
oh,
You know what I would
God.
do? You know what I would kill for now to be able to eat? That is a one of those fried like cake pies. I can't remember what the hell they're called.
Yeah, it's a moon pie.
They sell them at fairs.
Oh, yeah.
The funnel cake. Okay, so it's a funnel cake with powdered sugar, ice cream, and caramel drizzle. They've got it at this 50s diner in Branson, Missouri.
My mom used to call those elephant ears.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would die to be able to eat one of those again. I can't. I just can't.
Oh,
I can't. There's no way I can do it. I'll die. Panel check your diabetes levels. Jesus. Hey, I do it every 3 months. I keep my shit in check, Polly. I don't need your shit.
Well, Polly, in my defense, the last time I had my blood work done, I was at a 5.1. So I'm progressing downward nicely. But after that meal, I was probably at a 9.
Oh, I finally hit pre-diabetes level. So finally, after however many years of doing all this bullshit with medicine and yada yada, I'm finally at pre-diabetes level. So that took a long time. Your A1C is better than mine, Dean. If you've got a 5.1, I had a 5.6 in my last one.
is this over in Buford, Mike? No, I'm not on jury duty today in Buford. I might be tomorrow, but not today. Buford, we were in Richmond Hill, Elijah Snow, the same gun range area where you were with me that we took Andre from Midnight's Edge. It was just we've never been to this restaurant. Me and Dean just discovered it. It's down the street.
Thank you for the $1.99, Elijah Snow. And you have a commenter here, Mikey.
Listen to Loki. Love you guys except the beaner. All right. Well, all right. Look, let me read to you my morning text from Loki, from Paulie already. He already told me this morning in text while I'm on a live stream, because he knows nothing pisses me off more than getting texts from YouTubers while I'm on a live stream. But Paulie does it anyway. So he says, fuck off to me on my thing this morning. And then he says, I voted for Trump, bitch. Hey, does Romy know that you voted for Trump?
Nice, Paulie.
So I've already been cussed at twice by this Mexican. So you know what? fuck it. I'll block him. I'll block Latino Slant, and then I'll never respond to his text messages again. He can call H&R Block next year, and I'll unsubscribe as being a member of his channel.
No, you won't, because you love Polly.
Would you stay in character?
No, I won't, because you want to act like, you're gonna do all this stuff. No, you're not. No, you're not. You love Polly. Dude, okay. Do we all get angry at each other every once in a while? Yes, but I have seen Mike
you let me
get absolutely lose his shit
I'm trying to be
on Polly before. And he still never unfriended him, stopped talking to him, blocked him, any of that pussy shit. He's not going to do that because, now he's hiding under the desk because he doesn't want me to let anybody know that. Oh, shit. I asked Mike once, I was like, dude, why did you say this and this and that? He's like, well, people don't know any better. I'm like, well, I know better. I know better than that. You don't care about that. You just want to have a good time and hang out with your buds and be on to comment and lose your shit and help people out and be there for them. And there's no one more giving in this space than Mike, period, end of. He's just gotten a little more careful about it over the years because people do dumb things.
Back to the Dean and Mike story.
Back to the Dean and Mike story.
All right. So anyway, we managed to get out of there with our credit cards and stomachs intact. Neither the credit card has exploded and neither have our stomachs, but barely. Meanwhile, it's now about 1 p.m. It's now 1 p.m, and we've got to go to an outdoor gun range where we're going to run tactical drills.
Oh, yeah, I see that after all that food. Boys, didn't y'all learn the Mount Curry lesson of you don't eat a whole bunch of shit before you go running your balls off?
It was completely unintentional, and I don't care what you say. Sobel's spaghetti was nowhere near as good as that meal. And that freaking girl knew how to play us. It was, I mean, honest to God, the topper to this is, Mike had spent so much money because he wouldn't let me buy. So credit is due.
It wasn't that expensive as a meal, actually.
And she walks over. Well, apparently it was because she walks over and she hands us two containers of the spices that they use at that restaurant on their food. And these things are probably about $15 a piece if you were to buy them. So $30 worth of merchandise to go along with the bill. So I'm just going to say, a little bit of deductive reasoning here tells me that it was not what I'd consider a cheap meal.
See, Dean, there's this thing that happens when you hang out with Mike. You find out that every once in a while, as Mike is like, oh no, I'm the poor wounded antelope slowly moving on the Serengeti, wanting to be hunted by a lioness. Every once in a while, a lioness shows up that actually will eat Mike alive, and they do. That's the thing. Mike wants to play the wounded antelope, but every once in a while, Mike gets eaten by the lioness that shows up that is like, yeah, I'm way better at this than you, Mikey.
Well, to put the capstone on this restaurant experience, there is someone in this group who has never taken a to-go box in his life, and it happened that day. And that's me right here. And just unreal. I mean, that food was great. And then our compatriot here says, I am going to have to come back here and work my way through this menu. So, how's that quest going, buddy?
Yeah. Well, I haven't been back since, but I do have plans to go back. I didn't make it back there on my last trip to that range, but it's on the docket. It's now my go-to to take people snowed up for $2. Snow Kid lives with me full time now, so I stream less. Well, good.
And thank you so very much for the $2 super chat. Snow Dub, you guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And this one's just for you, brother. A little skull and tuck and roll. That's right. Dega says, which in a ditch got Mike's number? That was funny. Yes, she did. Absolutely. And ate him alive right there in front of God and everybody.
All right, so we got to speed this up. We got to get out to the gun range. And I think we had a fairly enjoyable time. Would you not say, Mr. Krentz?
Oh, I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, okay. Things that Michigan has that Georgia doesn't. Great humidors for cigars. Shitty gun ranges, though. Like, that gun range, hands down, best sporting club I've been to, and longest range I've shot at since I was in the service.
Yeah, because this, and then we had a good day of shooting. He brought his guns, I had mine. We had a great day of shooting. I mean, it was really awesome. I mean, we're only out there, I think, 2 or 3 hours, right? And then,
if that, I mean, time seemed to fly, and then that rainstorm hit.
Oh, the rainstorm hit and drowned us out, dude. We got like mud, like instant muddle. We basically got washed out of our own range.
Yeah,
we threw everything in the truck and then drove up to the front. Interestingly enough, by the time we got to the front gate,
it stopped.
It stopped completely. So then they had a special event with live music. There just happened to be a special event that day on a Friday. It was a fundraiser. And they had live music, they had food, the full bar was open, and you can drink on the range. You just can't drink and shoot. You can go. It's a massively huge property, and the bar is at the front, so you're allowed to go in the back, shoot, and then on your way out, you can stop at the clubhouse and you can drink after you're done shooting for the day. So we're there having a scotch and a cigar. I wish I should have had the pictures ready for this.
It's a whiskey. I had Elijah Craig.
That's right. That's right. We had whiskey.
Small batch.
Yeah, small batch. We're sitting out there just imagine we're on this cabin on this lake, smoking a cigar, just two buds, just talking, and it was freaking amazing.
Yeah. We had guys come by and they're like, my wife made me stop smoking cigars. So can I just stand here? And yeah.
I can relate to that.
And I was like, yeah, go ahead. And one guy was like, I'm going to run the first marathon since I had heart surgery tomorrow. And I'm like, good for you, man. I haven't run a marathon ever. And just great. Mike and I wound up getting our pictures taken for the local news, thinking that we were part of the event. We were just, making everybody else cooler with our presence.
That's right. Anywhere Mike goes, he makes cooler with his presence. We've seen that live.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The local news was there. That was pretty cool. But of course, Dean does selling himself short because he's got his USMC cap on and his shirt on, and I think that's what attracted their attention.
Well, that's a lot of fabric, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we went back to his place. I dropped him off, and then he presented me with my gifts, which were this amazing popcorn that I forgot to call you and tell you. So my family and I had this amazing popcorn when they were in town visiting from California. We were watching Netflix with this fudge that he gave me that I ate 50% of it within 24 hours. And then the next 50%, I literally bit off a small little piece like every day for like 2 weeks till it was gone. And it's now gone. And then some homemade, I don't know where this maple syrup came from, this badass maple syrup. And so my family, when they came out, my cousin, she's actually like my sister. We grew up like brother and sister. She like made waffles every morning. And so it's this natural maple, like it's real maple syrup. It's not this bullshit crap that you buy. And so, once it's open, you got to refrigerate and all that stuff. So that stuff didn't last 4 days of daily waffles. So it was all delicious.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Well, the whole family ate it. So
okay. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got some use out of it.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, because that's actually from the town just south of me, and every year they have a maple syrup festival. So yeah, if you ever want to go to a maple syrup festival that is not in that communist country to our north, Shepherd, Michigan.
Shepherd, Michigan. I'll have
Wait a
to
minute, I
remember
thought
that.
Michigan was a communist country because of your governor.
Oh, don't get me started on that poor excuse for a human being. Like, she is proof that Gen X should never be in a leadership role.
Wait, I'm Gen X.
So am I, Mike, but I can fully take credit for our inability to lead. That woman just cut and pasted everybody else's idea and put it here. So let's stop talking about her. But yeah, I wanted to bring you some of my sister's honey because she has her own, she is a beekeeper like my father was, but I just couldn't get any before I came down there.
Yep. Well, we had a blast. It was a great time was had by all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just great.
Yeah, I decided, since I know Mike will never visit Michigan because of the problems in Lansing, I decided to bring him what is best from our state, which was Mackinac Island fudge, Shepherd maple syrup, Amish popcorn. That's what do they call it? Heritage or what? Yeah, I can't remember, but it's non-GMO stuff, and a bottle of Verner's, I believe.
Oh yes. So all delicious. The only thing that survived is the bottle, which is still in my fridge. Everything else was obliterated within anywhere from days to weeks of receipt. No, but I mean, the gifts were great. The cigars were fantastic that you gave me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been smoking cigars for about 15 years now, and I've never had it happen, but it finally did, where, your favorite cigars will go away eventually. And that Illusion Privé that I gave you is gone. No more. They changed the blend, and it's crap. Don't buy one. And then the other cigar I gave you, you can still find it out there in limited numbers. It was a small batch that Jaime Garcia Jr. That works for my father. His father is, of course, Jaime Garcia. Jr. just turned 20, and he blended that cigar. And that is probably, after a Cuban Behiki, the finest tasting cigar I've ever had.
Wow.
So, if you look around, unfortunately, you're in the South, you have to go to Miami to find a good humidor. You can find those still.
Sweet.
Right.
Sweet.
Sounds like you guys had one hell of a time.
Dude, it was amazing. From laughs to getting obliterated by the waitress, to shooting, to cigars and whiskey. And we literally, except for the time we were on the gun range, I think we were laughing like nonstop.
Oh, I had a great laugh with thank you, Paulie. I appreciate that. Yeah. Mike and I are talking about going to either Nicaragua or Dominican Republic for a cigar tour.
Yep.
Dave Bob offering Mexican Iron Man some shine if he gets his ass to Northwest Louisiana.
Oh, Dave Bob, we were this close to having our association reunion in New Orleans next year, and it just didn't happen. So we're going to be in Dallas instead of there, which I think New Orleans has more Marine Corps history than Dallas. I mean, there are a lot of Marines from Texas, but 4th Marine Division is based out in New Orleans. The amphibious, you being the son of a Navy man, amphibious, the Gator Navy's history is based in Louisiana. I just think, eventually I'm going to have to make my way down to Louisiana to soak up some of that warrior ethos.
Well, guys, we are 10 minutes past the hour. Mike, is there anything you want to throw out before we get out of here this morning? I want to thank both Mexican Iron Man Mikey and Dean Krantz for being here this morning and hanging out with us and talking about their wonderful experience they had together on the road. Thank you so very much, gentlemen, for taking the time out of your day to be here.
Hey, thank you, Loki. Yeah. Look forward to it happening again sometime. Maybe we can bring Paulie in here and I can and he and I can talk the warrior history of the men of Latin background in this country.
Oh, yes. Mike, anything you want to throw out before we get out of here?
Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody on YouTube. Don't think that I haven't missed you. I have, but I just got to do what I got to do.
I need to interject one thing here. This is not my trip with Mike related, but tomorrow, the 23rd of October, is the 41st anniversary of the bombing of the Marine barracks in Lebanon. Over 200 Marines, sailors, and soldiers lost their lives there. Just when you go about your day tomorrow, think about those fellas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone out there in chat for being here this morning. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Dean. You guys make Mornings of Mischief what it is. You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. Those aren't just words. You guys do that. You guys keep us coming back week after week, month after month, year after year because of you guys. So thank you very much. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend manner. And we'll see you on the next Taco Tuesday with Loki. And not a not so here Mexican Iron Man.
Bye-bye.
Later, folks.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.